Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tech Urvashi. So in today's video team, we will see how many ways we can create objects in JavaScript and factory function. So in interviews, this is one of the popular questions, how many ways we can create objects. So majorly there are 4 ways, so we'll discuss that. Plus we will discuss about factory functions in JavaScript. So let's go to the coding part. Firstly, we have JavaScript object. Okay. This question can be asked in interviews as well. In how many ways you can create JavaScript object? Okay. So there are 3 ways. Till now we have seen only one way, that is called object literal. So we are going to see rest of the ways now, and we are going to see dynamic nature. Dynamic means you are able to update, you are able to modify, you are able to delete, you are able to add something inside object. So that is dynamic nature. Okay. So first way of creating an object. Some people call it as 3 ways. Some people call it as 4 ways. Basically, I will tell you the why some people call three, some people call four. Majorly, there are 3 ways, but there is one way you can split further into two parts. Okay, that is the reason some people call it 3 ways and four. But you can go with 3 ways as well. Let's say object literal. This is the first way we have. So let's say let person equal to curly brace name, age, designation. We are already doing it from a longer time now. How to create an object. So when you create an object like this, let person equal to this curly brace. This is called object literal way. Okay, we have already seen this. Second, we have object dot create. This is something new now. We use this object dot create. This method we use here to create the object. Okay, so just look at it how we use it. So let's say I created this object first. Okay, then I'm going to write let person two or is equal to object dot create, and I will pass person here. I write console dot log of person two. Okay. So what I've done, this is first way. Okay, that is object literal when you create object like this. This is second way of creating the object using object dot create method. This create method. This. So you use object dot create. Okay. You pass the person. This person is also object only that you pass. So this person two is another object that gets created. You can see this new object gets created. Script.js line number 11. Here you can see. Okay. So this is second way of creating the object. Though we don't use it much nowadays, we have this way of creating object. Okay. Anyways, to use this way, you have to create this object and then only you can create. Okay. So this is there, but just for your knowledge. Okay. This is just for your knowledge. The main way that we really use is this one. But this is another way that we have. And in interview, sometimes it is asked in how many ways you can create an object. So you should know all the ways. You can access any property, let's say dot name. You can say Lena is coming. So you are creating a object using existing object like this. Okay. And third way is using new keyword. I will tell you it today only, but before that I need to cover something called constructor function. Okay, just to show before showing you all the third way, that is using new keyword, I need to teach you all constructor function. Okay, so once constructor function is done, I will show you all the third way of creating object. I'm just writing here after constructor function will cover this, because before that you all should know the constructor function in JavaScript. Okay. So 3 ways are using object literal, object dot create, and new keyword. New keyword I will tell you all later. Okay. After this we have modification, like you want to add a new property to object. Like it's an existing object. You want to add a new property to it. So I'm picking this person one. So just write person dot the new property you want to add. Okay. Let's say I want to add salary. I will write console.log of person. Okay. So you all can see here. From here, I have added three properties: name, age, and designation. On this line, I'm adding a new property. The name of the object person dot salary is equal to the value. So if I'm consoling person, you can see now four properties are coming. So the salary is added. You can see salary is added here. If you want to update a property in an object, it is very simple. Person dot the name of the property you want to update. Let's say age. I want to update age is equal to 70. That's it. Console.log of person. Now you will see 70 will come here. If you all are wondering, adding a new property is also a same syntax. Updating a property is also a same syntax. Yes. So what it do, it just check if that property is not there in the object. Then it adds it. Okay. If that property is already there, so it will update the value. This is how it works. So this is how you add a new property. Person dot the property name, the new property you want to add equal to value. And updation is person dot the property you want to update equal to value. Next we have delete. If you want to delete a property. So this is what we are looking at right now. Dynamic nature of objects. This one. Like dynamic means you are able to update the values there. It's not static. It is something which makes it dynamic in terms of changing the value. So you're able to add a new property. You're able to modify a new property, existing property. You're able to delete a property. That means it's dynamic now. Okay. So for example, let's just write delete space the property you want to delete. So let's say I will write person dot designation. I want to delete this property. So just write delete keyword person dot designation. I console person. You can see designation is deleted. See age, name, and salary. You can actually check out all the things. Here I added a new this is the existing object. Here I added a new property. Salary is added. Here I change the value to 70. Value is changed. Okay. And here you can see I deleted a property designation. Designation is deleted. This is dynamic nature because you're able to update the object, modify it, add things. That's why we can call it a dynamic in nature. You can do all this addition, deletion on this person too as well. Okay, you can do on that as well. The third way of creating object we'll do after constructor function topic. And total, there are three ways. This question is generally asked in interviews. How many ways you can create objects in JavaScript? There are three ways. Some people call four. I will tell you that later because this new keyword can be used in two places, in prototypes and in classes. Factory and factory function. Okay. So this is something new for you, but when I write the code, it is going to be simplified a lot. Okay. Factory and factory function. These are called factories, JavaScript factories. We have this in your React as well, but we don't use it anymore. That's a different thing. It is a syntax we have for the factories, but real time we don't use it like every day. But yeah, this topic is there. Factories. So factory functions are the functions. So first you need to understand it's a function. Okay. which creates a new object and returns the desired output. So we are going to create an object here, okay, and we are going to get the desired output from that function. So your factory function will create that object for us. So factory function produces objects just like in real world factory produces products. Like just like a normal, we use the term factory, right? This is a cotton creation, some factory is there. This is a, let's say, a sanitizer creation factory, something like that. So we have factories for everything. Similarly, the real time factories, it produces some products. Let's say there's a factory to produce beauty products. Okay. So similarly, this factory, same topic you have here, it's going to be a function. Here it is going to produce objects for us. So here I will show you through code. It will be easier to understand. Then we will come back and read the statement, the definition. Okay. Firstly, I will show you through the code, just like we did in closure, what is the problem and how we are resolving it. Okay. Factory is basically a function, okay, which produces the object. So let's see the problem first. Okay. Let's say I have a object here, mi. Okay. Mi is the name. I mean, company name is mi. We all know that. Operating system it uses is Android. I can create a function here, show info. Okay, I have just created a normal object. Okay, anyone who can tell me which way of this is of creating the object? I've just created an object, okay, which is having name as the property, operating system is another property. Okay, these are its values. Show info is a function, okay, and this function is returning what this. If you are not even understanding returning, let me just write console.log. And here I'm using template string because we just did template string and we have seen how it ease our work. Just write the running string and wherever dynamic part comes, just write, substitute this dollar sign and curly brace and the variable name. I was just asking so that you all can recall this part. So this is a normal object I've created. It's a object literal way, having name, operating system, and show info is a function. Okay. Now I have another object. Let's say Apple. Apple is your Apple phone. Operating system, let's say iOS, and there is show function. Again, a running string I will write here. This dot name is a operating system. Okay, so what I'm saying, Apple is an iOS, MI is an Android. This is what this string is saying. These are two objects. Both objects are created with object literal. If you look at the common things, properties are same, function is same. Property is same and function is same. Okay. So when you have a lot of, there can be thousands of objects like that. Okay. So I will create a function basically which will return an object. That is called a factory function. Okay. So what is happening here? If you look at the both the objects, name, operating system, and show info, these three are exactly same. Exactly same. Okay. So what I will do, instead of creating so many objects and it leads to duplicacy of unnecessarily repetitive code we are writing, right? So to handle that, I will create a factory function. Okay, this is how we create. Just write a normal function. Let's say create mobile. Now here I'm going to return an object. This is a function I've created, and from this function I'm returning an object. So when you're returning object from a function, this function is called factory function. Okay, this return will have this property: name colon something, operating system colon something. Okay, and this show function. So what I will do, I will write the common code here. I'm going to club this complete code. I'm going to comment it, and I'm just going to create a function and return this object. Okay. Now I want these values. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this function. Let's say create mobile, and from here I will pass the value. Let's say mi, comma, Android. Okay. All the arguments will be received here as parameter. Let's say, uh, let me just give a name. Let's say name, comma, mobile name, comma, mobile and operating system, OS. Okay. So here I'm going to write mobile name, and here I'm going to write mobile OS. Okay. So this is the function I've created. I'm passing the argument. These arguments will be received here as parameter, and we are returning. We will get an object return. Okay. So mobile name will come here. iOS will come here, and this function will simply write mobile name. Sorry, this dot name is this dot operating system. What I did, I just take out this object, created a function, and I have written a generic code. Now any mobile can come, any mobile can come and pass the values. Let's say Apple will come now, comma iOS. Okay. So you can see I've created this factory function, and this will return a object. This will produce an object every time. Okay. So whatever you're returning object. So you need to write a container outside to store the value. Let's say let mi is equal to this. Let apple equal to this. Console log of mi dot apple. Here you can see both the objects are coming. Same object, same object. You can see. Line number 88, both the objects are coming. Okay. So what I've done, these are the two objects. Both objects have the same property, same function. Unnecessarily, I'm just creating, let's say there are 10 type of mobiles. So 10 objects you have to create. So to handle the situation, what I did, I created a common function. Okay. This function is returning an object. So data type, it is returning an object. Okay. We have written all the properties and all the dynamic data that we have. We are passing it as an argument. So I call this function create mobile. I'm passing the arguments. They are received here as parameter. And then I'm returning this object, name, operating system, and this function. You can see those here, these objects. I've commented this too. Now anyone can call this create mobile function, and that data will be returned. That is object. So this create mobile is called a factory function here. Okay. Now if you see, factory function produces objects. So factory is a function which returns object. Generally, in case of when you have a repetitive code, when you object has to be there. This is compulsory. You're returning object. Okay. That is called a factory function. Let me add a debugger as well and show you all. Let me add a debugger. You can see 86 will be called. Okay, this create mobile will be called. These two arguments, mi and android. See, mi is in mobile name, android is in mobile os. Then it, see, mobile name is mi. These values will be passed to this properties. Okay, and then it will go to next. Create mobile will be called again. Now mobile name will have Apple and iOS. Then now we are returning a object. You can see. So the topic or the concept that I'm using here is factory function. So create mobile is called factory function, which is producing an object, which is returning an object. You can consider it something like employees. Okay, you have create an employee. You have to create a count for a new employee. Okay, so just create a function called create employee. So that call that function and always pass the new values of a new employee. And you're returning the object from a function. So this create mobile is called a factory function. If you read here, factory function, the function which creates a new object and return the desired output, means factory function will produce the objects. I hope you guys were able to understand how many ways we can create objects, what are factory functions. And if you guys like my video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share my channel. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.